Welcome back to Yoshi Entertainment, everybody. So, just recently, we all know that Christian Keys came out and he did not name who this person was, but he did come out and say that there was a famous black billionaire who had a very distinctive voice that had been harassing him in the you know what kind of way for years. He also talked about the instance where he was practically assaulted in the you know what kind of way by a famous black billionaire. Now, since he has came out with that information, people have been investigating. It's been crazy left and right. Names being thrown out. People have narrowed it down, done research. I've already did my little podcast talk about that on the Patreon. And people are frustrated, some people, because he won't just come out and say who it was. Now, I get it. People, they feel like, oh, well, if you just going to come out and say what you're going to say, then you need to say all what you need to say. And I would agree if it was just some kind of gossip or if somebody was talking about their relationship that went to the trash with somebody and they were like, oh, this person cheated on me. And they were like, well, please tell us who it was. Don't just say it. But, I would maybe agree in that kind of instance. But this is a bit different. Like, I feel like people keep forgetting, once again, where is the empathy? Where is the consideration? This is a billionaire we are talking about. These people have the ability, the money, the fame, the influence to ruin you if you come out and tell the truth about them. So I don't blame him, quite frankly, for not naming the person. Now, I know some people are saying, well, why come out and say anything at all? That might be the only insurance that he has. Again, empathy, understanding. At least him coming out and saying, I've been harassed by this person for X amount of years, that might be the final push for that person to leave him the heck alone. The fact that he had the courageousness, the courage to come out and be like, I will expose you if you don't stop. That might make them stop. I said it might. But sometimes people have to take drastic measures in drastic times. So like I said, considering what we've seen, like we've all seen stuff like this happen before. We can take the Diddy situation once again as an example. Allegedly, people just fall off the face of the planet. They come up missing. They come up deceased when they're happening to write a tell-all book about somebody. So with that kind of power out there, that kind of influence, why would you want them to come out there and put their life in that much jeopardy? Again, I can understand people saying, well, if you're going to say it all. But again, that might be the push to stop some of this stuff. Or at least to show them that they are bold enough to do it without putting it all the way out there. And once again, completely putting their safety and possibly their life at risk. The sad part is a lot of people have been trying to compare this to the Jussie Smollett situation. But once again, we've seen too many situations like this happen. And I don't see people just making something like this up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's too familiar of a story. I get that there have been people who have cried wolf before. I get that there are people who have lied before. But I feel like it's very dangerous and very disrespectful and a slap in the face to assume people are lying just because they didn't go about the situation the way you felt like they should. Especially if you've never been through that kind of trauma before. Again, I keep saying, where's the empathy and the compassion? There's a lot of people who are lacking those things, who are making some very insensitive comments on this internet, on social media platforms. It doesn't go the way you think it should go. Some of these people, they haven't been through this before. Some of them have. They don't know how it's going to turn out. They just got to do what they know or what they feel is best for them to do in the moment. Some people were even going so far to try to make it seem like he was trying to extort the person. First of all, I've said this before, I'll say it again. It's real hard to get caught up like this if you're not already out here doing stuff to people you shouldn't be. So for the person who did that to him, first of all, it's not extortion. Once again, it's vindication for what he put this man through. That man deserves whatever amount of money he could think of. Once again, it's vindication. That's the least he should get for what he's been through. He can't get those years back. He can't undo the trauma. But at least he has that money to help him move through his life. Once again, it's very shocking and disturbing to me how people will reword things when it comes to these people in the industry, these people in high places, these predators, these people who take advantage of people. It really shocks and disturbs and disgusts me how they have all this smoke once again for the victims. But they don't say much concerning these people who are out here doing this stuff. And people really need to be careful who they call liars and who they try to vindicate, who they put words in whose mouth, because once again, it's going to make some people look real goofy and real bad. They're out here calling people liars only to find out that they were telling the truth the entire time. But that's usually how it happens. People are real loud and wrong and disrespectful until the truth comes out. The mess really hits the fan. Then they all want to be quiet and, don't want to say nothing, don't want to apologize, don't want to acknowledge that they're wrong. That's usually how it goes. Also, one last thing that they were trying to do, they call themselves trying to, discredit him by putting out there that they felt like he was copyright infringing, if you will, with his scripts or something having to do with his show, All the Queen's Men, that there was some kind of copyright infringement going on. I had already said in a previous video that they were going to find something to throw at him, some kind of dirt to dig up, even if it wasn't really actually dirt, so to speak, to throw at him, to discredit him, to minimize what he went through, and to make it seem like he doesn't deserve this vindication. They do this all the time. This is a stereotypical tactic of people going against victims who are trying to come out and blow the whistle. It happens all the time. It happened with Cassie. We all saw that. People came out of the woodwork who didn't even know that woman, who wasn't even there when all of what happened to her, to try and discredit her, saying, oh, well, she was there. Oh, well, she chose to go back. She this, she that. Basically a bunch of garbage that was not fair to say about her, that was not valid, that was not correct concerning her situation. And they included no empathy, no understanding. Mind you, again, these people had never been through any kind of trauma, had never been through her particular situation, had this disrespectful, very disparaging, know-it-all attitude, and felt like they had the right to tell her what did and didn't go on behind closed doors concerning her, who was and wasn't in the right when they were not there, judge her and use any little detail that they could to make it seem like she wasn't deserving, once again, of justice, that she wasn't a victim, that she wasn't some perfect victim. As a result of people doing that, once again, and trying to just go with anything so they don't have to look at these people like the victims that they are, seeking the vindication that they deserve. People have been saying, y'all need to put to rest this idea of the perfect victim. Nobody is perfect out there. I don't care what happened before this happened. It happened to them and it was real, and they deserve, like I said, their justice for what happened to them. To try and dig up in their past and bring up something and be like, oh, well, they're not spotless. They're not 100% clean. It's raggedy. It's trash. Nobody would want that done to them. Nobody would want all their faults looked at. And again, there's really not a lot of validity to those claims and accusations concerning his show and the copyright infringement to begin with anyways. But once again, like I said, you always have people who are so ready to dig up dirt and throw it at them because they don't want to back these people up. They don't want to acknowledge that they are victims. They don't want it to be true what's being said about their favorite celebrity, their favorite preacher, their favorite whoever it is. Or simply because the victim is not somebody, the craziest part, that they're attracted to, who they actually want to see as a victim. Because our community, our society, our culture is screwed in the head, and it deserves to be in the trash. But anyways, y'all let me know what y'all think and how y'all feel down in the comments below respectfully. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Y'all have a very blessed, safe, and beautiful day.